I'm Chief Ibrahim A. Sarki, the district head of Waru, under Garki Chiefdom, Abuja Municipal Area Council, and this is my story.
I am Baron Joseph Okah-Donli, Administrator, Igalamela Odolu Local Government Area of Kogi State, and this is my story.
I'm Senator Joku, and this is my story.
My names are Dr. Prince Desmond Odinakachi Madekenwa Onomuju. This is my story.
Today, Dame Julie Okah-Donli takes us through her upbringing, passion, vision, and success. Please stay tuned and be inspired.
My name is Dame Julie Okah-Donli. I was born in Lagos on the 30th day of December 1966 to Commander Wilson Dennis Okah, retired and deceased, and Mrs. Helen Ama Okah, deceased as well. She was a very successful businesswoman back in the days. I was born into a family of 6 boys and 3 girls, and growing up was very exciting, being that I come from a large family, 6 boys, 3 girls, and my dad was a naval officer, and a very strict one at that. My mom was equally very strict. But looking back, you know, I'm really grateful for the kind of family I come from, you know, because there was so much discipline in the family, there was so much love, there was so much closeness amongst every one of us. I don't want to tell lies now, because the truth is that at the time we were growing up, we actually had house helps, we had a cook, and so I really did not grow up to do anything. I don't even think I grew up to wash my clothes or to do my dishes or to cook, to be honest. I only started doing things like that for myself when I went to the university, because I also attended a day school, the secondary school. So naturally I wasn't washing, ironing, and you know doing things really stuff for myself. But of course, when I got to and that is not because I couldn't do them, but because there was really no need to do them. And of course, when I got to the university, I started cooking my meals, you know, and just doing general washing clothes, ironing, and just the usual things that, you know, one is expected to do. My role model, first of all, was my mom. And my mom motivates me to want to be the best in everything I do. My mom was a very hardworking and very successful businesswoman. And, you know, that really motivated me to be very hardworking as well. And so for me, when you decide on what you want to do or what you want to be, you become very passionate about it, and you put in everything. So much hard work, determination, perseverance. The sky is your limit, you know. So my passion is mainly my motivation or my driving force to do whatever I want to do and to be whatever I want to be and to be wherever I want to be. I'm a very determined person, very hardworking, even though I say so myself, very passionate about anything I do, and that helps me to get to wherever I want to get to. You know, when I gaze my focus on something, I don't rest until I get it, until I achieve it. You know, when I was growing up, I said I either wanted to be a lawyer, because I know that I could argue, or a broadcaster, because people always told me I had a broadcasting voice and that I had a very good command of English, and I know I could read very well and all of that. So what am I trying to say? In anything I want to do, I always look at my strength, because I don't want to be in a place where I'll malfunction. I always want to be in a place where I'll function. So whatever I want to be is determined by my strength. And so that is the way I've always operated. And so if I think I want to be here, or I want to read this particular course, or I want to read this particular professional course and all of that, I look at it from the point of my strength, and I make sure I achieve it. Everything starts and ends with you. You have to make up your mind what you want to do and who you want to be. No one else owes that to you. You have to make up your mind what you want to be and who you want to be. You know, these days, unfortunately, there's so much sense of entitlement. Give us this, why shouldn't we? No. You have to create that for yourself. You have to fight for that space. I'll tell you that because my mom passed when I was just 18. And I had my dad and my siblings, of course. Some people will say, oh, you know, because my mom died when I was young, I fell by the wayside, you know, I got pregnant, you know, I went off with a wrong gang. No. My mom died and I took it as a challenge. I saw it as a challenge. What would my mom have wanted to see me as a grown woman? And I just focused all my attention on my school and my life. I can't afford to get pregnant. I can't afford to have an unwanted pregnancy or unwanted baby. You know, I can't drop out of school. I must go to school. And I will read law because I said I was going to read law. You know, so I made sure that I just went, I did everything that I had planned up. You know, so some people always come up with excuses. Oh, you know, my parents got separated. No, there are so many people that were born out of wedlock. There's so many people that did not even live to see or even know their parents. You know, maybe the father died just before the child was born, and maybe a few years later the mother passed. So are you going to start blaming your unseriousness on the fact that your mom or your dad passed? So I don't think these are excuses. You make something of yourself. The power to become something lies in your hands, not in anyone else's hands.
Stay tuned and we will be right back.
Any man that wants to succeed must have a one-track mind. I succeed or nothing else. The last failure of your life will be the last. Everything about your life will speak success. In the name of Jesus.
My name is Ugochukwu Omeago. Grew up a young child with polio, survived it, and succeeding through it as well. And went to the primary school here in Nigeria and went to a secondary school, finished from the university here before I traveled to the United States, and have worked in several companies that are blue chip companies. I have built about 4 companies, and each time people see me, they wonder how I did it. But I'm so surprised that they're even shocked, because every human being, regardless of the circumstances you were born, you're always bigger and better when you realize that you have the power to be anything. And I'm sure that if you believe that you can and have the capacity, you can always be anything that you really want. And this is my story.
First of all, like I always say all the time, your upbringing plays a major role in your attitude and your mindset. Unfortunately, a lot of people are victims of their upbringing. As for on the part of the federal government, they need to begin to embark on a national orientation and reorientation. They need to change the mindset of Nigerians generally. A lot of Nigerians are not patriotic, even from the way they speak. Nigerians need to believe in Nigeria and then believe in themselves. I mean, at the end of every conversation, nothing stops you from saying, God bless Nigeria. You must pray for your country and pray for your leaders. So the federal government must embark on a national orientation. You need to change the mindset of Nigerians, because if they don't believe in Nigeria, they can't even believe in themselves. But when they believe in Nigeria, they will believe in themselves. That's one on the part of the federal government. On the part of the parents, you need to bring up your children in the fear, first of all, and knowledge of God Almighty. You need to make your children to believe in themselves and to be confident in themselves. A lot of children are so timid. They don't have confidence. They lack self-confidence. They have a complex. But this is part of the upbringing. So parents need to begin to teach these children to be confident. You should be able to speak out anywhere you are. Anywhere you go, you must stand out. When you begin to bring these children up that way, they grow up to be very useful citizens. They can't be intimidated by anyone. It will be very difficult, for example, for a trafficker to approach a child that is confident and say, you know what, I want to make your life better. You say, wait a minute, who tells you my life is not better? And who tells you my life can only be better when I'm out of my country? I can make something of my life. You understand what I mean? I can develop softwares. I have the technical know-how. I can start a business. I can do a catering business. I can do anything. I can be what I want to be. But a child that is not confident, it's very easy to sway them off their feet. Oh, I'm going to send you abroad. And they're like, okay, yes, I'm going to go abroad. But a child that is well brought up and is brought up to be confident will tell you, you know what? Even if I've not traveled abroad before, I'm not going to go this way. At the right time, I'll go abroad and I'll go in dignity. I'm not going to be going through the borders because I'm trying to go to Europe or cross the Mediterranean Sea and risk my life. You understand what I'm saying? That is the difference. So the parents have their work to do. The government must embark on a national orientation and reorientation of Nigerians, because we must change the mindset of our citizens. I don't think I'll do anything differently from what I've done. I mean, I'm here right now. I mean, I don't think I can ask for more. Of course, I aspire to go higher, because I know from here, I'm definitely going higher and higher, So I don't think I would have done anything different from what I did. I'm very happy with where I am. I'm very happy with the progress I've made so far. I'm just very happy with my life generally. And I'm very happy from the family that I come from, was the best family. I'm very, very happy that in spite of the fact that my mom died, my dad was able to raise us all. We went to school and we are very useful to ourselves and to the society. When a parent is, teaching the child that, look, you know what, you need to be confident in yourself, believe in yourself. That's part of the upbringing. That's the orientation I'm talking about. Change the mindset of the child. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in Nigeria. You can be who you want to be. The power to be who you want to be is in your hands, not in my hands. Even as I'm your mother, I can only, provide the level playing field for you. You can go to school, but the power to be who you want to be is in your hands. Because sometimes some children can come from very rich families. It's not because they can't afford to send them to schools that they drop out of schools, or they choose to drop out of schools. And the parents cannot force them to go to school, but they can only provide the school fees if they are ready to go to school. So that's what I'm talking about. Come out, step out of the box, and give their all. They have the energy on their side. They have the age on their side. There's a lot they can do. There's a lot that is going on. They need to be more proactive. They need to be more energetic in pursuing their dreams. There's some elements sometimes, of this. Some of them are a bit laid back. They need to move, seize it, take it. They have at my age, I'm 52 already, and I still consider myself to be a youth. So when I'm talking about youth, myself included, I move out, I have to be energetic. I have to think ahead. I have to be focused. I know what I want. I know where I want to be. And at any given time, I know where I'm going. And that's how it should be. That orientation, that mindset. They need to move with that mindset of knowing who you are, where you are, and where you want to be. My dream for the Nigerian youths, because they make up the majority of the population of Nigeria, my dream for them is to see them in places of eminence. When you talk about the oil and gas industry, I want to see a youth as one of the leaders, captains of industries. When you want to talk about, people like in manufacturing businesses, I want to see a youth, on the driver's side seat. When you talk about, just about in every sector of the economy, at least I want to see a successful youth who would also, bring along, the other youths with him, and who would inspire other youths to want to, achieve that feat. That is what I want to see of the youths. We have people who have gone past that age who are seemingly doing very well in all of these areas, private sector, you understand, and all of that. So I want to see the youths take over in all of these sectors. And it's possible, because now you still have some youths, coming up. Some are developing apps, all sorts of apps, some of them are really in IT savvy, and they're doing things, some of them are very good in catering, some of them are good in dress designing, some of them are really coming up. We have the actresses, we have the musicians, artists, things like that. So, if you look well, the youths are doing well, but we need to have more of them, because they form the majority of the Nigerian population. So we don't have enough of them, but we need to have them, come up.
Hi viewers, my name is Hussein Zagu. I am an educational filmmaker, a singer-songwriter. I hail from Kaduna State, basically a Nigerian, and I would like to tell you that I am passionate about all I do. I love the entertainment industry, and I love things that are creative. Basically, anywhere that we have the artistic talent, that is where you find me, and this is my story.
My name is Esther Mary Odile. Comrade, then Millie Mandigo, then this is my story.
My name is Austin Anibe Otene, and this is my story.
Hi, my name is Stainless. Don't touch the dial. Keep watching my story on AIT.
My name is Anthony Ahilabo, Esquire. I'm a lawyer, Buckingham trained lawyer, also a politician, a family man, a businessman, an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, and this is my story.
There's one thing, it's one thing to provide for all the needs of your child. There's another thing to provide everybody needs in moderation, right? You need to know the friends of your children. Who are the friends of my children? Who are their parents? You need to know who they hang out with. Your children need to walk before they run. Why do I say so? You see some young girls now, some of them, their parents even buy them very expensive bags, clothes. They've never walked one day in their lives. Where are you taking them to? Yeah? They don't ask questions. I remember when I was growing up, if you come home with a pencil that does not belong to you, you will get some strokes of the cane, first of all, and you will be made to return the pencil. So when you start living above your means, you run into problems. If your parents think because they have so much money, they start giving you over and above what you have, what you need, you look for what to do with the balance of the money. This will pressure you to do what is wrong because they think you have the money. Oh, this guy has so much money. Come on, let's do some drugs. You need to be friends with your children. You need to talk to them. You need to find out what is going on. You need to pay them, for example, those schooling abroad, pay them on scheduled visits. See the way they live their lives, who they hang out with, and talk to them. Some parents shy away from talking to their children. They don't tell them anything. I always tell mothers, you need to teach your girls and your boys about sex education. Because if you don't tell them what they need to know, someone else will tell them or teach them what they don't need to know. So it is easier and better for you to tell them what they need to know so that they do the right thing. The same thing with drugs. You know, some parents shy away. They say, oh, it's not my portion. Whose portion is it? You need to sit with your children and tell them, hey, you know what? This don't feel cool. It's not cool to do drugs. If you do drugs, you may end up like this, like that. But some parents don't talk about it. So, oh, my children are not like that. It's not my portion. So, you know, we need to begin to discuss with our children and educate them on drugs, on sex, on just about everything. That's the only way to prevent this from happening. Prevention is always better than cure. Naptip is a place where you have to be spiritually alert, mentally alert, and physically alert, because it's a very mobile job, very intense. So 3 days in a week I jog for between 1.5 hours to 2 hours. First thing in the morning I do 100 sit-ups, and then I get ready for work. And then weekends, which is Saturdays and Sundays, if I don't have to be in the office or I'm not traveling or whatever, I sleep. That's how I relax. I just sleep to catch up, you know, from the week's hectic schedule. And sometimes, of course, I go out with friends, you know, maybe there's a wedding, or we go for lunch, or we go for dinner. Sometimes I go watch movies, you know, so I just find a way to balance between my work and my social life, you know, to find some time in between to relax. And of course, I like cooking as well. So yeah, I can treat myself to a very nice dish. And I like to read and write. I just want to advise the Nigerian youths to believe in Nigeria and to believe in themselves. Nigeria first. If you believe in yourself and you believe in Nigeria, the sky is your limit. No one will traffic you. No one will deceive you. No one will, make you think that anything outside Nigeria is the best. There's no place like home. With hard work, focus, you can make it to the top. You definitely can make it to the top. I am a product of passion, hard work, focus. And this is my story.
And that's it on My Story today. For your comments and suggestions, please send a text or WhatsApp message to 0806 004 2843. Thank you for staying tuned.